Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to test the microphones. I should tell all speakers that there will be very bright lights in your eyes. So good morning. The SWA and I would like to really thank you all for participating in this, the first Singapore Dialogue on Sustainable World Resources. Please allow me in a few minutes to begin by explaining the reasons why we have initiated this dialogue, what we aim to achieve, and how we hope you might contribute. These are really testing times for both the resource industry and the global environment. For the industry, the boom of recent years seems to have come to an end. The practices fluctuate, and investment and growth are more challenging and uncertain. For the environment, the challenges of climate change are more and more evident, and local pollution too is a stark concern across Asia, in the very air we breathe. In this context, some have asked if this dialogue today is an environmental conference or something for business. Let me say clearly, it is both. Our discussions today feature perspectives from leading business figures, as well as leading experts on environment and sustainability. Today, the issues of growth and sustainability are inextricable. Take the haze. This has been a recurring problem for the region for over 15 years. And in the Singapore newspapers headlines on Monday, it says it will make an early return again. The problem has really surpassed the previous bounds. The 400 PSI last year and the early onset this year show this. And while Singapore, Malaysia, and others have felt the effects, Indonesia itself has suffered the worst. Efforts have been taken. President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono of Indonesia has responded with emergency measures and personally traveled to the affected provinces of his country. But nothing done so far has been enough. And we face, in this sense, an unbounded problem. In response, some have accused the resource industry, the agroforestry and plantations, and especially palm oil and pulp and paper companies. There are also complaints that efforts by authorities are insufficient. I'm here today neither to accuse nor excuse. Instead, I hope we gather to consider solutions. The need is for companies to recognize that fires are not only illegal, but against their own interests. And some of the leading companies of our region are taking the first steps in the right direction. Consumers and buyers are beginning to push for sustainable criteria in their purchasing. And this goes beyond the haze. The demands are growing for the resource industry to move towards sustainability, and some companies are able to respond to those expectations. And this is where we hope this dialogue today can assist. This is a cooperative effort to bring all stakeholders together across the supply chain, across different resource sectors, and across many countries. There are representatives here today, not only high government officials, but also leaders of key private sector corporations and leading non-government organizations. There are not only key resource producers, but also others in the supply chain that trade and finance that sector. And beyond palm oil and pulp and paper, there are companies present that produce or trade many other agroforestry commodities, such as sugar and rubber. Besides Singapore and Indonesia, our dialogue participants come from others in ASEAN, Malaysia, Thailand, Cambodia, Myanmar, across Asia, China, and Japan, and beyond. Even those based here in Singapore do business right across the region. After all, the aim is to create an ASEAN economic community by end 2015, next year. And the priority sectors include agro, wood, and rubber-based goods. By bringing together the key and diverse stakeholders, this dialogue hopes, ladies and gentlemen, to foster and focus consistent attention and cooperation. Haze is the bull's eye, but the wider issues of sustainability in the resource sector set the critical context. There are local environmental issues we mustn't forget, like deforestation. There are social issues of equity and land grabs. And there are wider economic issues of productivity and innovation, so that resource countries can escape the resource curse and instead increase and share the benefits of this very rich sector. Palm oil and pulp and paper may be the key, but other commodities in agriculture and its forestry are also vital. Resource countries are critical actors, but Singapore, as the hub for trade and finance, can and should do its part, we believe, and so must the traders and financial institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, beginning now and working cooperatively and consistently in the years ahead, we hope to make a positive contribution to sustainability, to help both the companies who want to move in this direction as well as the environment. And on the specific and difficult issue of the haze, we advocate to end the haze by sustainable resources. And to this end, we encourage all who have come to the SWR dialogue to make specific commitments to sustainability. We applaud the corporate leaders here who will share their best practices and hopefully inspire other companies that such efforts are possible and indeed can be profitable. We plan that this dialogue will grow in the coming years to encourage corporations and all of us here to change our outlooks and move to sustainability in the production, purchase, trade and finance, and of course, the consumption of resources in our region. Thank you.